My hands moved to his waist, urging him closer, wanting more. His fingers slipped beneath my shirt, teasing my skin, sending waves of heat rushing through my veins. I never thought I would see him again. The last time we spoke, I was just a scared 18-year-old, fresh out of high school, unsure of my place in the world. And then there he was, David, my late husband's best friend. A man who was older, experienced, and once so out of my league. Oh yeah, thanks for subscribing this channel. Those who haven't, please subscribe it. Let's go on with the story. It had been years since that tragic night that changed everything. But when I found out David was in town for business, I knew it was time to finally face him. What I didn't know was that this would be the first time I'd truly see him. The man behind the friend, the one I'd never noticed before. The invitation came through the back door, casual, like nothing had ever happened. I'll be in town for a while. Would love to catch up over dinner. There it was, his message. Simple, to the point. And despite the years and the pain, something tugged at me. Maybe it was the loneliness, maybe it was the memory of things better left behind. Or maybe it was just the way his words pulled me in like gravity. Either way, I said yes. Dinner wasn't awkward at first, it was nice. We shared stories about my late husband, reminisced about the old days, laughing like the years hadn't passed us by. But as the night wore on, I started noticing things about him. Things I'd never paid attention to before. The way his laugh was deeper than I remembered. How his eyes seemed to hold more knowledge, more understanding. The way he looked at me, like I wasn't just his late friend's wife, but something more. We had both aged, but in that quiet, intimate setting, I realized how much he had changed. And I'd spent the last decade living in memories, in grief, in things left unsaid. Maybe it was time to say them. As the evening went on, we moved to the living room. The wine flowed, and with each glass, the conversation grew softer, slower. He sat closer to me than I expected, his body language open in a way I couldn't ignore. And then, like an unspoken promise hanging in the air, our eyes met, and I knew. The tension wasn't just in the space between us. It was inside me, tangled in my chest. And for the first time in years, I felt something I thought was lost to me forever. Desire, longing, the feeling of being seen. Emily. He whispered my name, and it was like he'd said everything. My heart skipped a beat, and before I could stop myself, I leaned toward him. The warmth of his body, his presence felt too familiar, and yet so new. I could smell his cologne, an earthy scent that felt like home, but also like something forbidden, something dangerous. His hand reached for mine, just a brush of fingers, tentative, like we were both testing the waters of something that had no place in the world. But neither of us pulled away. He didn't say anything, but his eyes held a question. And then, as if he could read the uncertainty in my expression, he closed the distance. His lips brushed my cheek, a soft, fleeting touch that made my breath catch. I could feel the pulse of his heartbeat, the energy between us vibrating in the air like a song we both knew, but had never sung before. I wanted to pull back, to remind him that this wasn't right, that I was still grieving, that I had no right to feel this way. But I couldn't. "David, we shouldn't," I whispered, my voice trembling, unsure whether I was trying to convince him or myself. He didn't answer with words. He answered with his lips, pressing gently against mine at first, the kiss slow and hesitant, like he was giving me a choice. But as the seconds passed, the hesitation melted away, and his kiss deepened, the hunger between us growing with every breath. My hands were on his chest, feeling the heat of him, the strength that had always been there, but was now unmistakable. And I let it happen. I let him kiss me like no one had in years. His hands slid to my back, pulling me toward him, the heat of his body flooding me in a way that sent my head spinning. His lips moved to my neck, and I gasped, my body reacting without asking for permission. I should have stopped this, pulled away, but I didn't. I didn't want to. Then in a moment of unrestrained longing, he moved me against the couch, his hands roving lower, more demanding now. My breath was shallow, my body betraying me with every touch, every kiss. He pressed me back against the cushions, his body hovering over mine. His lips left mine, only to trace a line down my neck, sending jolts of electricity through me with every touch. The warmth between us became an inferno, and every kiss felt more like an unraveling. My pulse raced as he shifted, pushing me deeper into the softness of the couch, his body aligning with mine. There was no room for doubt anymore. My hands moved to his waist, urging him closer, wanting more. His fingers slipped beneath my shirt, teasing my skin, sending waves of heat rushing through my veins. The moment was intense, chaotic, and beautiful, like the world had disappeared, and there was only this, only him. I wasn't just his late friend's wife. I wasn't just a woman trapped by grief. In this moment, I was alive. Completely, utterly alive. His hands explored, and I responded in kind, moving against him, desperate for more. We both knew the line was crossed, but in that moment, it didn't matter. The world didn't matter. All that mattered was the raw, desperate need that had grown between us, an unspoken promise, unbroken. When it was over, we didn't speak. There was no need for words. The weight of what we had just done settled between us, heavy and quiet, like a secret neither of us could share with anyone else. I didn't regret it, but I didn't know what came next either. In that moment, I had finally found release. But it was only the beginning. And as David's eyes met mine, something shifted again. There would be no going back. Not now. Not after this.